Oh, yeah. I'm not supposed to be reading. I'm supposed to be talking, right? Shalom, y'all. I got caught up in the space gun duel. I don't know. Thanks a lot, Storms. Hey Heath, good to see you, brother. Jim, good to see you. Kat, good to see you. Roman, Mark Campbell, good to see you. A lot of snow. My goodness, it's 73 degrees here. Hope everybody's doing well. I think I'm a little early. I can't keep up with the time if I don't have my phone. I'll just let it run for a little while, and then after about, I think I was 2 minutes early, so I guess about 5-6 minutes from now we'll, no, that's not good math. 4 minutes from now we'll start. And Florida? You're supposed to get snow in Florida? Blue Hackle Mafia, good to see you. Your Canadian flag's upside down. Does that mean the same thing there as it means here? Ah. It does. I thought it would. And I get it from everything that I've been hearing. Storms, you're going to get booted. Let's boot this guy. We'll give you one more chance. North Idaho. There's a potato joke there, right? Somewhere? I'm not feeling funny today. I'm funny looking. My hair needs to be cut. I need some happy coffee. I'm nervy this time around, Canuck. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm just not prepared or what's going on. Jay Morris, good to see you, brother. Need to build an ark. That's an undertaking, from what I understand. That's true. That's true, Garen. Funny looking. I'm not as good as this as JA is. He's the talkative type. I'm just kind of like on idle today. It's been a rough week, rough couple of weeks for a lot of us, apparently. There's my brother JA. Hey Brandon, good to see you, brother. I didn't see you, what was it, Saturday night? Hope you're all doing well. You're rolling now, I can't keep up. Hey Frank, good to see you. Hope you're doing well as well. Oh yeah, nothing wrong with a vacation with a little woman. All right, so it's like 6.5 minutes in. I know I was a couple of minutes early, but I think it's about time to get started. Slow down, slow down. There's my brother Mad Kelp. Good to see you. I hope it's not my end. Does everybody else got good feed? I know we've had some up and down internet here. Okay, good. Okay, Storms, you got to get that internet thing figured out. I know a guy. You just holler at me and I'll hook you up with him. All right, I'm gonna pray us in. A couple of things that I'd like to pray for real quick, and appreciate you guys bow your head and pray with me. Heavenly Father, Yah, thank you for these men, each and every one of them, for being here. I pray that you use me as your conduit and speak words through me that these men need to hear. Father, I pray for our brother Joshua. I pray for our brother Dave. Pray for our brother Frank and everybody else I can't remember. There's so many of them, all of us. I just pray for your light to shine on us, your protection, Father. And I thank you for all your many blessings. In Yeshua's name I pray. Amen. All right. I got to look away from the chat for a little while. All right. So as J.A. would say, Debarim 13. I'm on 12. I was backtracking 12, J. My bad. So we're on 13, Deuteronomy 13 tonight. It's not a very long chapter, so I'm probably going to go right through it really fast. You know, I get nervy and I talk fast. So good to see you, Mark Chase. Welcome. Good to see you. So what I wanted to do real fast, I really get into this when I start studying because I just want to know everything. So I want to backtrack on 12 real quick and just do like a recap. And so I just wrote down a couple of little quick notes real quick on the recap of 12. So right off the bat, chapter 12 says, completely destroy all the false gods of the nations of the land the Father's giving you. The second thing they say is seek the place which the Father chose, and there's where you're supposed to do your offerings and eat before Him. And then third thing that comes out of chapter 12, foot stomps to make your offerings at the Father's chosen place. That seems to be a thing. Basically, don't do it at home. Do it at the Father's chosen place. Now, this is Old Testament. And then fourth, don't eat the blood. We got hung up on that last week quite a bit. If I recall right, we talked about if we can't eat medium rare, whatever we can. Just don't drink the blood like the pagans do. Use your convictions is all I would say there. But there's a difference in drinking blood and having a little juice on your steak. Man, you gotta have a good steak. So the fifth thing that come out of there is you can only eat your sacrifices at the chosen place, and not at your homes unless it's too far. There was a section saying that if it was too far, you could do it there at your homes. And then it's foot stomps, the blood, and taking offerings to the chosen place of the Father. And then it says, guard yourself that you are not ensnared to follow false mighty ones or false gods. And then chapter 12:32, which is interesting in the Jewish Study Bible, it is actually the very first verse in chapter 13. So, and I'm reading out of the scriptures, but I wanted to read it because, you know, you might be reading out of the Jewish Bible too. But it is all the words I'm commanding you, guard to do it. Do not add to it or take away from it. So that starts us in chapter 13, which my ESV Study Bible says that it is threats of idolatry. Interesting enough, I seem to always get the threats of idolatry whenever my rotation comes up. Almost every one of these lives that I've done have been threats of idolatry. Maybe there's something there. What are you doing, Canuck? What's going on there? I'm not a false teacher, y'all. I'm really trying not to be. You're not late, Bama Buckeye. We're just fixing to start. You just missed the recap. All right. So 13. Here we go. When there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and he shall give you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder shall come true, of which he has spoken to you, saying, let us go after other mighty ones, which you have not known, and serve them. Do not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh your Elohim is trying you to know whether you love Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being. And I'm going to stop there for a second. With all your heart and all your being. You know, we've all heard that. That's the Shema. That's Deuteronomy 6:4-9, right? I know that Kosher Dad's going to be getting on to me right now because I should know that. And then the other thing I wanted to backtrack on is 1 and 2. It talks about when there arises among you a prophet dreamer of dreams, he shall give you a sign or a wonder, and then it actually happens. So it's not just basically it's prophesying and prophesied comes true. And then it says, well, I haven't got that far. It's on 4, starting back at 4. But that's the two things that it's wanting to throw out there, that it's they're going to give you a sign and then it's actually going to happen. So back in 4, walk after Yahweh your Elohim and fear him and guard his command. No, I missed that. Backing up, backtrack. I did read that. Do not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Elohim is trying you to know whether you love Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being. So it's suggesting that the Father is testing you. And so I had a thought the other day on the, we had our Zoom calls, and our Zoom call was about spiritual warfare. And one of the things that I had considered is that not only is spiritual warfare, good versus evil, if you'll give me that it also could be, right, Jay, it's a test from the Father. And I think we even talked about that and hit on that a little bit. But that was one of the things that you got to consider. We all go through struggles, and there's a lot of us going through struggles right now for some reason or another. And we have to consider that, is it the Father testing us or is it the adversary testing us? But that's something that's on my heart, and I wanted to say it and throw it out there. So I'm sorry, I've hijacked this whole thing. So 13:4. Walk after Yahweh your Elohim and fear him and guard his commands and obey his voice and serve him and cling to him. Hold fast. Keep the faith. And that prophet or dreamer of dreams is put to death because he has spoken up apostasy against Yahweh your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim and ransomed you from the house of bondage, to make you stray from the way in which Yahweh your Elohim commanded you to walk, Thus you shall purge the evil from your midst. And I was reading that a while ago, trying to re-prepare for this, because that's what I do. And the thought that Moses versus the magicians, they say that Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. It's debated that he wrote Deuteronomy, maybe Joshua, we don't know. But I thought that was that passage reminded me for some reason that Moses showed up, could do all these tricks that God, I say tricks, all these miracles that God told him to do, and then the magicians could do most of them as well. And that, for some reason, that passage just reminded me that, there was somebody there trying to trick Pharaoh into saying that, basically, we can do this too, it's not God. That was probably a derailed thought too, but back to 6. When your brother, the son of your mother, or your son, or your daughter, or the wife of your bosom, or your friend who is as your own being, entices you secretly, saying, let us go and serve other mighty ones, which you have not known, neither you nor your fathers, of the mighty ones of the people which are all around you, near to you or far off from you, from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. Do not agree with him or listen to him, nor shall your eye pardon him, nor spare him, nor conceal him. You shall certainly kill him. Your hand is first against him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. And you shall stone him with stones until he dies, because he sought to entice you away from Yahweh your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage. And while I was on that thought, that section reminded me of Exodus 32:27. I had to go back and look it up, but in 32:27, Moses went to get the 10 commandments and the commands from Yah. He comes back down, and they've made a golden cow, and what did they tell him to do? The Levites went and killed their brothers and their family members. They were told to do that, and that, for some reason tonight, I have this whole huge thing in notes over here that I was going to talk about, and I've already just reading it again tonight, whatever it may be. That Exodus 32:27 stood out to me when I read that section again. So I thought I'd bring that up and look at it through Moses' eyes. If he actually wrote this, I could see definitely why he would have added that in there. And 11. And let all Israel hear and fear, and not go do any such evil matter as this in your midst. And I think that's pretty powerful. Your brother goes and tells you, hey, let's go follow other mighty ones, and then you cut him, kill him, whatever, and then you tell everybody else, so they're supposed to fear, they know, hey, man, this guy killed his best friend, this guy killed his brother. This is a real deal. You shouldn't mess around with it. Stay away from it. So that 11 really stood out to me as well. Let all Israel hear and fear, and not again do any such evil matter as this is in your midst. So 12. When you hear someone in one of your cities, which Yahweh your Elohim gives you to dwell in, saying, some men, sons of Belial, have gone out of your midst and led the inhabitants of their city astray, saying, let us go and serve other mighty ones whom you have not known. Then you shall inquire, search out, ask diligently, and see if the matter is true, and establish that this abomination was done in your midst. You shall certainly strike the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, putting it under the ban, and all that is in it, its livestock, with the edge of the sword. And gather all its plunder into the middle of the street, and completely burn with fire the city and all its plunder before Yahweh your Elohim, and it shall be a heap forever, never to be built again. And none of that which is put under the ban is to cling to your hand, so that Yahweh turns from the fierceness of his displeasure, and shall show you compassion, love you, and increase you, as he swore to your fathers. When you obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to guard all his commands, which I command you today, to do what is right in the eyes of Yahweh your Elohim. And I think that easily relates to today's modern society. clinging to the things that we don't want to let go of. Stuff that's put under the ban, the idolatry, the things. There are several things that people idolize these days that are against the Father. And without getting rude, I'm not going to say much more than that, but there are things that you hear on the news and TV that politicians are voting on that are just clearly against the Father's will. And there are people out there that are idolizing that crap. So I think those two, 17 and 18, clearly relate to today's modern world. So that is the end of 13. And I had 2.5 pages of notes that I didn't even look at. One thing I did want to say, and I'll add a little to it. I know that's pretty quick. But my question is, and I'll answer it, you don't have to answer it, but is this all just Old Testament? And my answer, of course, is no. You guys know, or most of you know, I did 2 Peter chapter 2 on my second live stream. And like I said, it was about the false teachers. And let me read my note. It says, the chapter is about false teachers, and Peter was Yeshua Messiah's right-hand man, according to scholars. And 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 1, references Matthew 7:15 through 23. So an interesting thing I found when I was looking all this up is I didn't know it either, but there's only 3 of Jesus's disciples, of Yeshua's disciples, that actually wrote books, supposedly. And that was Matthew, John, and Peter. And I find it interesting that Matthew is the first New Testament book that most of the churches base their church, what is the church box? There you are, Kosher Dad. They base the church box on. But anyway, back to my thought. Matthew 7:15 through 23. We've all heard it, but I'm going to read it. It is, back it up, 7:15 through 23. But beware the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are savage wolves. By their fruits you shall know them. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes, or figs from thistles? So every good tree yields good fruit, but rotten tree yields wicked fruit. A good tree is unable to yield wicked fruit, and a rotten tree to yield good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. So then, by their fruits you shall know them. And we've all heard this one. Not everyone who says to me, Master, Master, shall enter into the reign of the heavens, but he who is doing the desire of my Father in the heavens. Many shall say to me in that day, Master, Master, have we not prophesied in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and done many mighty works in your name? And then I shall declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who work lawlessness. So that's New Testament. So the answer to my question is, it's not just Old Testament stuff. I think it's awesome. Off script, I think it's awesome how a lot of the New Testament stuff ties back to the Old Testament. And it's all there if you just dig for it. And I got lots of shovels. I got shovels everywhere. All my shovels. So, now I guess we can discuss, since I've just rambled right through all that. Did I miss anything good? I don't know what that means. That could be true, Chris. He says, in my opinion, right now, the tests are not coming from the Father at present. I believe the Father is preparing me for something. I know not what, but trust all will be revealed when he decides. That can be very true. And Josh and Heath, I think you guys need to get together. Heath is an intelligent young man. He amazes me. I wish I had a brain like that. He is a very smart fellow. Swamper Dog, the verse in Matthew, it was 7:15, Matthew 7, 15 through 23. I believe you're talking about 21. Yeah, 21 is the master one, if that's one you were looking for, Swamper Dog. Yes, Cat. The father will definitely test you. A lot of fellas, a lot of guys come into Torah, and now this is my opinion, but it happened to me as well, and I've heard several stories similar. We come into Torah and we decide we're going to do it, and things start happening, things start getting harder. And I believe that is some tests from the Father rather than from the adversary. But also, the adversary doesn't like it when you start doing the right things. And I believe that it could be either or. So you just have to. What was it that we were talking about the other night, guys? You got to try to figure out. I think it was Heath. He's just a smart kid, but I think it was him that was saying we have to decipher back and forth from who the tests are coming from. And you are rolling. Either that or I'm lagging. That's interesting, Jason. I could see that. I've heard of things like that. I've never been anything like that. Oh, yeah, the video game thing. Yeah, I agree. Plug that. This is a good plug, Canuck. The Zoom calls are 10 times better than me rambling. There's really smart people on there. So I'm sure Canuck, it's going way too fast, but I'm sure Canuck added his link. Get on the prayer group. Join in, man. There's something powerful in our little groups of prayer. I don't always respond, to be honest, but generally when I see that little prayer request, I'll bow my head and say a little quick prayer for that person, and it's awesome whenever we get a response saying, "Hey, this thing's getting better," or "Hey, that happened, this happened." It's really an awesome thing. Plus, oh man, Essex is watching me. I'm his uncle, so I better straighten up. But plus, you get access to the Zoom calls if you're interested in that. And the Zoom calls is where it's at, fellas. There are some super smart dudes on there, not just me. Usually, I don't even talk a whole lot. I don't have to. I just throw in a little one-liner here and there. Everybody thinks I'm smart because I'm funny. There you go. A_crazy Canuck at protonmail.com. What'd you say, Justin? Justin's a good dude too. I met him at the Arm the Saints retreat, I'm pretty sure. Yep, we'll add you to our list, Justin. All right, well, I could chat like this all night, but I prefer the Zoom chat. If anybody doesn't have anything pressing, I guess that's about it. Me too, Justin. All right, guys. I'm going to call it. Y'all have a good one. Shalom. How do I turn this thing off? I never can figure that part out. There we go.